All right. All right, good to finally sit down with you and hang out.
Glad to be here.
And so you started Purple Guys a long time, or did you start Purple Guys?
I did. Started it in October of 2001, which not the optimal time to launch a brand new business if people remember what was going on right on the heels of 9/11. But I refer to myself as an unintentional serial entrepreneur. So this is my third startup from scratch, and launched in October of 2001.
Wow.
And, it's been quite the adventure since then.
20 years.
Yes, 20 years.
What do you do when you hit 20 years with a company? You do a big party or something.
We need to have a big blowout bash in October of this year for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just know you by reputation, and it's not that big a town, and so I think I know what Purple Guys does. But I mean, is it IT services? But what's your niche inside that? Or?
So our niche, and kind of what I would say is the superpower of Purple Guys, is we do IT support, but we're not really an IT support company. We're a customer service company, and we happen to deal with technology. And when I figured that out, again, the way I launched this business, I was actually a customer of this service with my last company. And I had an IT staffing firm, and we grew like crazy, and I outsourced my IT support as an IT staffing company. And I thought I knew what we did. I knew what I was buying. I was buying getting it off my plate and having people talk to somebody else when they had a printer problem.
Yeah.
But when I was running the business, I realized, wait a minute, it's about the person sitting behind the keyboard. So we started hiring for people with customer service skills. Now, they do have to have technical skills as well.
Yeah.
But
customer service first.
Customer service
Technology.
first. Technology second.
So we have a few machines here, and they always, this little pop-up always comes up that says Microsoft sign in. Now, I've already I have licensed software, Office 365 stuff on the computers. Do your clients see that little pop-up that says sign in problem with Microsoft?
You shouldn't see that on a regular basis. You should have to sign in once. You can set something up called a single sign-on, so it would sign you into all of your applications all at once. Which is also good from
that's pro-level stuff.
Yeah, it's also good from a security level perspective because you have one really super complex password to sign into that thing, and then everything else gets linked
single
to it.
sign-on. I've heard that word. Now I think I kind of know what it means. Yeah. So really, it's the day-to-day stuff of like that stuff I'm going through, or someone lost their password, they can't print, their monitor stopped working, or they get the computer reset, they got locked out. Is it stuff like that?
It is totally stuff like that. So to give you a kind of feel for us, we support roughly 200 small businesses here in the Kansas City metro area.
Wow.
And generally between 20 and 200 employees.
Okay.
So a little over 6,000 employees across those different companies. If you ask those 6,000 people what do the Purple Guys do, and like you just talked about, we answer the phone when something doesn't work, and something generally has an on-off switch in the screen. But it is lost my password, can't print, what's this weird error message mean, or my favorite, it's slow. It's a very technical term and really fun to diagnose. It's slow today. But we deal with all of that. So again, it's about the people using the technology, and they just want to get their job done.
So did COVID force businesses to step up their game in a lot of ways?
It forced businesses to really understand how critical the technical communication pieces were. So if they didn't think technology was critical to their business prior to the pandemic, they really got that it affects every aspect. So the continuity of can you talk to one another and really have a collaborative environment with everybody being dispersed.
Like the last standing on-premise operator with his, dedicated server all in-house was really hosed at that point.
They had to figure out how to make it work remote.
Or you can help them remote. I guess there's remote apps.
Yeah,
but
we probably had about, again, we've had a little over 6,000 people. We probably had maybe 15% of those folks set up to really work effectively remotely. Prior to March of 2020, and by the end of April of 2020, we had set up all 6,000 of them to work remotely. So that was a tidal wave of work.
So do you guys get into ERP implementation or making apps work together that aren't working together? Do you do that kind of nitty-gritty? side of software consulting.
Yeah. So IT is such a broad spectrum, kind of the what do we do. We answer the phone when something doesn't work, so it's the help desk side of things.
Yep.
We take care of security and backups. So, is there data in a protected spot? Is it replicated? Is it safe? Is it encrypted? Do they have good password policies, a decent firewall? And then the connectivity side, which gets to the speed, like how do they connect to the internet? How do they connect to their printer?
Yeah.
But it's the infrastructure layer,
Okay.
and the end user support. We refer to it as the technical liaison to, if it's time to upgrade your ERP or swap systems, or it sounds like you're already on Office 365. If you were doing something else for email and you want to move to 365, we handle those types of projects. But we are not the take your ERP system from ERP A and move it to ERP B. We will talk to those vendors and find out if your current infrastructure will work with the new ERP.
Yeah.
Do you need more bandwidth, more hardware power, whatever? If it's on-prem now, can it live in the cloud? We consult on those, but we generally don't execute those projects.
So what about spinning up servers and stuff? Do you tell them, go get servers and we'll take care of them, or do you like...
Yeah, we handle all of the infrastructure side.
Okay.
So spinning up servers is absolutely something we do.
Good.
And I will tell you the number one thing we've been doing the last 2 years is moving from the on-premise equipment into the cloud.
Okay.
Which creates flexibility. It's more stable. It's got some extra security wrapped around it. It's also a little bit more complex when you throw it out there in the cloud. But it is the way everything's going.
Hey, we got our first virtual machine last week, didn't we, Silas? Virtual machine. Now it's one machine was pretty fast. Now it's two machines that are okay. So that's what we did. Right?
We try not to go backwards, but every once in a while.
You guys would never do this. I'm saying that's what we did. Whenever I call Purple Guys, I'm your client, and something's going wrong, and I got the blue screen of death or something, call you. What's the difference between calling you guys versus calling another company? I mean, like, what's the thing that...
What sets us apart?
Yeah.
I will tell you, I have had lots of people comment on our response time. And from a customer service perspective, there's almost not a more important metric than response time. Because if you've got an issue, you're trying to get something done, you got a deadline, you're about to walk out the door to go to a meeting, something's not working, you don't want to wait 2 hours for somebody to call you back. So we have a live person answer the phone. It is almost always an immediate pick up the phone, talk to somebody.
Good.
We guarantee a 15-minute response time for critical issues. So multiple users, systems down, that type of thing. We're phenomenal at responding. That is probably the biggest thing tacked on to the customer service focus.
Yeah.
That is our secret sauce.
That is a cool thing to turn it on its head and say, we're customer service, we just happen to do technology, rather than like, you get on the phone, it's like, press 1 if your screen is blue.
Yes.
Press 2 if you need a password. And then you hear like an automated, if your password isn't working, it's your fault.
Yes.
You know?
Well, and I date myself a little with the Saturday Night Live sketch with the guy that was the IT person. I don't know if you remember that. But
Yeah.
he'd like move, and he would sit down at the keyboard and do it. It's like, whatever, don't know what you're doing. It's just that attitude. And I will tell you, that person exists.
They're still out there,
They are definitely still out
So
there.
in a way, your competition is in-house IT guy or gal that just does everything. They get their room, like there's this one IT room in the back. They always have the lights off, by the way.
They do always have the lights on.
I hate that. What, are you sleeping? But they're probably a little one-sided. And by the way, if they're over here helping this person and you got a problem, get in line. But so I could totally see how you could help a 20-person, 100-person company, 200. But once companies get to like 1,000 users, do they get too cool for school, or they just have the infrastructure to have their own? What happens then?
There's a scale, and it's somewhere between 200 and 1,000 users, and it kind of depends on what you do as a business. But there is some point where it makes sense to look at potentially bringing that help desk function inside. You might bring the help desk function and the security and the server support. We would refer to that as a co-managed world, where they might do just the front end help desk, but we still take care of the security and the data backups and the infrastructure. Having 20 people, we've got 20 people waiting to answer the phone, and another team of 10 people here in Kansas City waiting to go out and about and do on-site support. So, I mean, you're not going to invest in a 30-person IT department if you're a small business.
Yeah.
And that's that's what we provide, and that's
Yeah.
back to the fact, we've got 20 people right here waiting to answer the phone. I've got 2 people that sit in front of that team that coordinate those calls coming in. That's how we can get the response time that we get.
So where did the name Purple Guys come from?
I get asked that a lot. I would like to take credit for it, but it is an unintentional brand. So when we started the company, the one thing I knew I wanted a purple logo. I said I'm an unintentional serial
You're a K-Stater.
entrepreneur. I am not a K-Stater. I'm actually a Michigan grad.
I thought for sure this is a
I know.
K-Stater gone wild.
It is the assumption that gets made, but last company I had, my IT staffing firm, we had a purple logo. It again had nothing to do with the name of the company, but I decided one day I was going to get purple pens that write in purple ink with that company, and people love these pens. You gotta have a pen.
Good.
And so when I started this business, the one thing I knew was I wanted a purple logo so I could keep my purple pen. And so we had a purple logo. The name of the company was not Purple Guys, but 20 years ago, to do what we did, you had to go on site. The whole remote world and remote support.
Oh, 20 years ago.
It barely existed, and if you were able to do it, you were able to spend a lot of money to do it.
Yeah.
So we were on site techs.
Yeah.
20 years ago. I bought everybody kind of on a whim, decided, all right, we're going to get purple shirts because that's the purple logo. So we started showing up to our customers wearing purple shirts, and our customers, independent of each other, started saying, hey, the Purple Guys are here. And I am slow, but I'm not that slow. We shifted. The old company name went away. We became the Purple Guys.
Yeah.
And I have gone completely off the deep end. I've got several purple blazers.
Yeah,
I've got purple
good.
shoes. I've got lots of pairs of purple socks.
I'm glad you said that because I'm a little iffy on color sometimes, and I think that's purple, so that's good.
But that is the origin. Our customers named us, and it's been a lot of fun.
That's kind of great. I mean, are you kidding me? They're already leading into it. They already know
Yeah.
you as that. So how do you serve people? Do you give them like so many users, and then every time you call us, we charge you, or is it just a monthly managed service, or what do you do?
Yeah, so we try to keep things simple. Again, we want to make the technology work and keep it simple. We want our pricing and our model to be simple. So we generally price it per user. So if it's a 20-person company, we will look at the complexity of what they've got there.
Yeah.
Are they already in the cloud? Are things simple? Is there a lot of complexity in terms of what they interact with? But we'll come up with a per user fee that's fixed on a monthly basis. So, and pretty much everything to do to support them and keep them up and running is baked into that monthly fee. So it's very much something you can budget on. And if you're growing, it's just like insurance costs that are going to come from a business expense. There's the IT support costs. You know what it's going to be when you add that head count.
I bet CFOs would like that because they know like that much a month.
Yep.
They know we got so many users, we gained or lost some people. They know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
They got to like that because in the break fix thing, you're like, oh, the catastrophe happened.
Yes.
I just got a huge bill.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, well, you get hit with the virus and you got to restore from backup, and it's 40 hours worth of work to get things restored. That's baked into
If
our
that's in your SLA, you're doing it.
Yeah, it's baked into our pricing, keep you safe. So
That's cool. That's cool. Are small and micro businesses getting these ransomware attacks as much as the medium and large businesses?
I would tell you, and this is the unfortunate part of the evolution of the internet and the world of bad actors. If you've got a website and any form of visibility on the internet, you're a target.
Wow.
And the reason for that, if you rewind probably only 6 years ago, you had to be technically astute to be a bad guy in the IT world. You actually had to know what the heck you were doing to get through a firewall and to crack things and figure out how to get inside somebody's network. What has happened over the last really 5 to 6 years, that is now an as a service. It is malware as a service. It is
no way.
It is CryptoLocker as a service. It is they have a support desk to run a phishing campaign to basically get credentials. It's
like you in the criminal world. They're like running.
Correct, and I'm not kidding. They have a service desk. They have a service level agreement on their software that helps you crack into people's networks.
So, John, let's take a step back on a personal note. So, you mentioned earlier you've had 3 businesses.
Yeah.
Did you just like come out of the womb knowing you wanted to own businesses, or how did you start doing that?
Well, I've had kind of the entrepreneurial itch for a while. Graduated from Michigan, so not K-State.
Yeah.
I've actually got an industrial engineering degree, so a lot of people assume I've got a marketing background. But wanted to kind of own and run my own thing for a long time. And, again, started 3 different businesses. And one of the things I just happened to come across, it's the peer group model, CEO roundtable. I've been a member of Vistage. I'm currently a member of a local group here in Kansas City called Acumen, but it's a CE roundtable. We meet on a monthly basis. It is a great resource from a business owner perspective. It's a safe space. You can share your owner stuff.
Yeah.
That a lot of the topics we talk about would freak out my staff.
Yeah.
So you've got to know kind of how to navigate just the
I know what
business
you're talking
world.
about. Silas, can you earmuff it for a minute?
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you.
That has been critical to my success as being part of those peer groups.
Yeah.
One of the first ones that I bumped into here in Kansas City was the Hellsberg Entrepreneurial Mentoring Program, founded by Barnett Hellsberg. Hemp, yes. Which, talk about somebody with a sense of humor, is Barnett Hellsberg. He is outstanding. The group is phenomenal.
Wow.
I would recommend it to every small business here.
Are you a fan of Traction or eMyth or any of those?
We are doing Traction now. Huge fan of it.
Cool.
I started out with Vern Harnish's Rockefeller Habits, which actually Traction is a spin-off from Rockefeller Habits. And it's a phenomenal program.
So what about his management book? Did you read that? The Be a Great Boss or whatever? Is that good?
There's Traction, there's Get a Grip. I've read Traction and Get a Grip, those two.
Is Rocket Fuel his? Is that the one about second in command?
Rocket Fuel might be his, actually. Like the
Someone gave me
integrator.
Yeah, the integrator role.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just now have discovered Traction, and it's
Yes.
awesome. So having a good time with that.
Yeah. For an engineer who likes process and checklists and things,
Oh,
Traction
dude,
is awesome.
you're in heaven.
It's
Yeah.
totally heaven. Yes, absolutely. It's a process. You follow it. It works too.
Yep. Have you ever heard of Princess Bride?
I love Princess Bride.
There you go. Okay, we're going to do some Princess Bride lines. We'll be right back with you. That's not a good one, because we're not going anywhere.
I did it on purpose. I don't have to miss.
I believe you. So what happens now?
We face each other as God intended. Sportsmanlike. No tricks, no weapons. Skill against skill alone.
You mean you'll put down your rock, I'll put down my sword, and we'll try to kill each other like civilized people?
I can kill you now.
Frankly, I think the odds are slightly in your favor at hand fighting.
It's not my fault being the biggest and the strongest. I don't even exercise.
That was it. The last line. You really did a little English accent, too.